I just realized that I forgot to turn on my lights. Sorry. Okay, I hope that's a little bit better. Hello and welcome to another session of whatever. I mean, yeah, morning Tsoding. This is just a stream, just a little stream, um, where I program in something, like program in some language, some project, and you just watch and probably asking questions. And also the like very important aspect of that stream is me drinking tea. Without the tea, this is not a morning tone session. Session. I'm pretty sure nobody's watching. At least, like, I hope somebody's watching on the recording. But right now, it feels like nobody's watching, and it's okay. Probably not everybody like lives in the same time zone as me, so it's completely okay. That's why I'm recording the streams, like for people who are in different time zones. Oh yeah, somebody's watching me. Hello, Korea. Let me try to read your name. Kyriakos Nice. Nah, really sorry. I hope I didn't offend you. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Really glad to see you. And hello, Aynat Lupo. Really glad that you guys watching me. Just a second, I'm pouring a cup of tea. Just a second. Here we go. So today is the rest stream. So many people are watching me. Like, oh my god. Hello, Oleg. Welcome to the stream. So today is the. I'm not sure if you can hear me. YouTube has always blurred me. I tried to stream in 1000. English numbers are not the like strongest part of me. 1080p, like full HD. I'm trying to do that, but yeah. So maybe YouTube just decreases the quality because of bandwidth or some whatever reason. So yeah, usually watch you on Twitch. Yeah. Okay. So what I wanted to say, I want to say that today is a Rust stream, and we have only one project in Rust. Sorry for making weird noises. This is just my mouth. And we have only one project in Rust. This is Digital Music Looper, Dimooper. So let me send the link to the chat. So we're gonna continue developing. Digital Music Looper is essentially, how to say that? It's just a software just that captures everything you press on the MIDI keyboard or any kind of MIDI controller, and replace it. Replace it, not just you got it, I hope. Okay, so let's just take a look at the current state of the project. I don't know what happened on the previous Dimooper stream. Like, I completely forgot what I was doing there. I remember that I was tired, but I always tired on all of my streams because I stream like after work usually. That's why I'm always tired. I want to stream like once at morning, like before the work or something, like when I not tired, and just see if it improves the quality of the stream. Like maybe I just more enthusiastic or whatever. But yeah, that would be interesting. So now it downloads something. I don't know why. I should have actually prepared for that beforehand, but here we go. We're downloading something. So what we're gonna do today? When I was preparing for the stream, I found that I have an merged branch, and I feel like I created that branch on the previous stream, and I just forgot to do a pull request. And yeah, it's just a dangling branch for some reason, and everything is slow, as you can see. I don't know what's going on. It's a terrible stream. I'm really sorry for wasting your time, but yeah. Okay. Where is my terminal? So here it is. Okay, so it's still download. It tries to download. Yeah, it tries to download in Rust nightly, even though I remember that I already had it downloaded. Maybe it just wiped it out from my Nix store. that might happen. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I recently tried to update my system, so maybe it just was removed from there, but I don't know why. Um, why is everything so slow? Maybe this is because it tries to download. I don't know. Is the stream okay? Like maybe it affects the stream, like the slowness. Um, okay, so I have something in progress. Replace state mechanism with the screen mechanism. This is something that I was trying to do. And I remember, oh my god. uh, this is so terrible. Okay. So let me just wait until the like development environment is downloaded. Okay, so it's there. Let's take a look at the current state of the project, and then we will go to the like organization and stuff like that. So first we need to find the input port, essentially the input port for that MIDI controller. I believe it's 5, as I can see. So it's input, it says launch key MIDI 1. I believe that is it. And I need to output port for synthesizer. So it's 9. I also have to disconnect them. So yeah, right now my controller and synthesizer, like software synthesizer right here, they are connected directly. So if I press something on the controller, it goes to the synthesizer and it's synthesize the sound. But Dimooper actually stands between them as the like sort of a middleware. It receives the events from the controller, does something with them, and forwards them to the synthesizer. So it doesn't have any built-in synthesizer, so it needs an external one, and this is the external one. But to allow it to work correctly, I have to disconnect them, like the direct connection, and I'll just start like a middleware that will capture everything I send and just forward it to the synthesizer. So as usual, we can start with the drums. I like this one. As you can see, it remembered, I mean, not remembered, just recorded the events that I played, and now it replays them. Let's just throw some bass, I guess. I didn't expect that, but that sounds kind of good. Maybe something different, maybe like a saw wave. Maybe some just main theme. It's actually, I'm kind of sick of it, so let's change it. It's 7th. It's a pretty good one. Yeah, I have a pretty bad imagination, so everything I play is kind of the same. I really apologize for that, but that's like essentially what MIDI looper is. You just play something and it records it and just loops. That's pretty much it. And today we're going to continue developing it. The issue tracker and my plans are mess. And I didn't prepare anything for today because I was busy. I'm really sorry. So we have to do that right on the stream. So we have to do organization stuff on the stream, boring organization stuff. I really apologize for that. This is my checklist as usual. Like before the stream checklist. So I need to clean everything up. Like I need to clean my issue tracker, my plans, my everything. I almost said my pants because it rhymes with plans. Not really, but I don't know why I wanted to say that. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. So thoughts trace. So I usually like keep everything I do in sort of a text file. So if I get distracted, I can easily recover my focus on whatever I was doing before. So let me quickly do that right now. So we have like folders with the thoughts trace for different projects, and we don't have one for Dimooper. Let me create one. Clean up origin. Okay, to do clean up issue tracker and plans. So that's what we're doing right now. Branch. So I mean, sorry, what's dangling mean? I'm not quite sure if I spelled it correctly. Let me double check. I'm really sorry. Dangling. You dangle something, it dangles, it hangs on. Yeah, exactly. So I wasn't sure if I just spelled it correctly or understood that word correctly. So sometimes I'm not sure about the words that I use in English because like English is not my native language. And to be honest, I'm never sure about the words that I use in my native language. So it's even worse in my second language as well. So yeah, dangling branch. Let me show what I mean by that. So when I opened my project, I saw this branch, and this branch is not merged anywhere, so it kind of grows from the master, and it's never merged to the master, so I don't know why and what issue it represents. So let me quickly, I don't know, I want to copy paste the name, but Emacs doesn't allow me to like conveniently do that. So this is the branch. Oh, actually it did. Okay, I want to take a look at the issue that it represents. So it's a really good practice to put an issue number in the branch name. So I think it's pretty common, like almost everywhere. Okay, so I came in late. What exactly are you doing? Hello, Caliber. Welcome to the stream. I don't know. So let me start from the beginning. I'm developing a project in Rust. And here it is. So if you're interested, you can go like to the source code and read it probably. Right now, I'm trying to clean up my issue tracker and my plans because it's a mess. So I want to clean it up a little bit, just figure out what I have to do next and start working on that thing. Yeah, I should have done that before the stream, but I didn't have time because I just came from doc. I'm really sorry. So I have to do that on the stream. What I was doing? Yeah, so I wanted to take a look. So what's the MIDI controller? So what's with the MIDI controller? I don't quite understand what do you mean, but here's the MIDI controller. I had the software. It records everything and replace it. Why do I have it? I don't understand your questions. I'm sorry. Hello, Ninja Torper. What's with the MIDI? Why do I have a MIDI controller? Why is it here? Okay, because I develop in software that reads the events from the MIDI controller. Okay, so I already demonstrated the MIDI looper. Let me do that again. So here's the main program, and it reads events from the MIDI controller. So let's try to play something. God damn it. You've seen that, but you was confused, so you don't understand what's going on. Essentially, I play something, that software records that and replays that in a loop, infinite loop. And I don't know how to explain that better. Hello, Lorenzo, welcome to the stream. Uh, it's a live looping. Like, I mean, you can Google what live looping is, and there's like lots of examples of audio recording live looping, or like media recording live looping and stuff like that. I don't know how to explain that. My favorite one. God damn it. Or screwed up. Is it still confusing? Anyway, so let's just continue. Can continue continue. So I want to take a look at the issue. So yeah, it just plays something and just replays it. That's the best explanation I can come up with. So I want to take a look at the issue number in the branch. Incorporate configuration passive. Why is it closed? Because it's superseded by this one. Okay, it was superseded by this one. And this one is essentially replace state mechanism with the screen mechanism. I just didn't know how music and programming went together. Oh, okay. They actually go pretty well, I would say, because music is sort of a music sheet. If we're talking about like music sheet is essentially a program, and the musician is interpreter. So you sort of interpret a program, and music sheet actually have like notes, instructions, and it also has sorry, it also has like conditions and loops. Like seriously, there's like sort of conditional jumps and loops on certain like segments of music. So it's kind of like playing from music sheet is kind of interpreting a program. So they actually go well together. And composing the music, I think it's similar to programming, probably. It's hard to tell. I agree. Just look at the 8-beat trackers. They are basically go-to-based music language. Really, like, I mean, the actual music notes notation is go-to-based music language. Seriously, they have sort of a go-to things. I believe sometimes you can just write in the natural language in some place in the music sheet, like go to that position somewhere. You can label some certain positions. It's a programming language. Well, I know what you mean, just not a sign I was expecting to see. Figured I'd see a screen with a bunch of confusing lines of code. Oh, okay. I mean, just a little bit later, I'll open my code and you will essentially see just a bunch of confusing line of code. So, yeah, it's coming. So I guess this branch was replaced. What language? It's Rust. There is such game, but there is also such language. Such. I think I use word such incorrectly, and for some reason I cannot open this site. Probably because of the Russian government trying to block the I don't know, dangerous technology. How to say that? It's kind of weird. Is it really blocked in Russia? God damn it! I don't know. So here's the link. It's blocked on my site as usual. So yeah, it's Russian government. It's after me. They know what I'm up to. So they already blocked all of my favorite sites. I mean, it's kind of annoying. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like so many foraging sites are blocked in Russia just for no fucking reason. They just blocked even the most innocent ones, like Rust language site. I don't fucking know. Like in people in USA fighting for the neutrality, and I'm sitting here trying to go to the rustlang.org. This is fucking ridiculous in my opinion. Okay, so this one branch was replaced. So let me also see what's inside of it. Probably should start using VPN. Damn mean commies? I don't know what you mean, I'm sorry. Is it some kind of a slang? Laws in my Russia. So in your Russia, well, yeah, I have a pretty what I'm trying to do. So what's inside of it? What's it comparable to? And sorry for interrupting so much. Yeah, it's okay. So you can interrupt me. It's comparable to C++, I would say. It seems to me like a mixture of C++ and Haskell. If you take like C++ and add the type system of Haskell, you will probably get something like Rust. I think. I don't know. So let's just clean everything up and see. I can open it. Like you can open some file in my project. So this is how it looks like. It's not the best chunk of code of mine, but this is how essentially it looks like. I don't even know how, like, to what you can compare it, what you can compare it to. This is what I am trying to say. Like syntax is a little bit weird, but yeah, that's what Rust is. Okay, so what's inside of it? It's a beautiful chunk of code. Yeah, thank you. Hello, RX. How are you doing? RX. So what's inside of it? Rename state mechanism to page mechanism. Okay. I guess. And the second rename. So it was just a bunch of renaming. Yeah, so it was just refactoring shit. So I think I can just remove that branch. Let me quickly do that. Yes. And remove the remote one as well. So it effectively was superseded. My head already hurts. Oof. My head always hurts. But I got used to that. So it's okay. So, in the scope of this issue, we decided to replace the current state's mechanism with screen mechanism. Okay, it feels like this is the issue that we start working on. Oh, I started to recall what was in the previous stream. It's pretty good. I'm really glad that I'm starting to recall everything. Okay. I guess we continue to refactor. Okay, let's just start that. I'm gonna create a branch for 205 state to screens. So sort of refactoring. I've never heard of Rust. Yeah, me neither. Sorry. Okay, clean up. I think I cleaned everything up, so I can safely remove that. I didn't expect that it's gonna be so quick. It's just different than what I'm used to seeing, but also I never said I was a programmer. What are you used to see? Okay. So I need to start with something. Just, I guess I need to come up with the trait. Trait for screens. Maybe screens package. If you're not a programmer, you're not used to see any code then. I don't know. It depends on the definition of code. So when I look at any kind of programming, I'm usually digging into something along the game development side. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I understand that on Twitch game development is way more popular, but I don't want to do it for some reason. Because nowadays, game development is not about programming anymore, I guess. With all of those licensed engines, everything is ready, I would say. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't even know what you sent. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. So the bot is kind of angry. I should probably relax it a little bit, but not now. So, yeah, let me just put that in my to-do. I'm really sorry for the bot. Relax the bot a little bit. So I'll do that after the stream, but for now, please just don't send any dollar signs. Maybe I should get rid of the bot because I remember that I saw some spam settings in the Twitch itself, so it probably can be handled the intensive spamming can be handled by Twitch itself. Did you make the Twitch bot by yourself? No, I use the how to say that the ready one. How do I say that? I used someone else one. So I used Nightbot. It's called Nightbot. I use it because it's available on both on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, so I am using this one. We're in Russian stream, so no dollar signs on new rules. I'm not sure if you will allow, if it allow you to say any even verbal size. But I usually get too frustrated and quit trying to learn. Ultimate Twitch bot is better. What is the ultimate Twitch bot? Is ultimate Twitch bot? I mean, I could write my own bot. Is that what are you saying about? Okay. Rebel is allowed? Wow. So that means it's a truly Russian stream. It's kind of funny. I didn't program it like that. I mean, I didn't do any special settings to work it like that. So it disallows the dollar sign, but it allows the ruble size, and this is really Russian stream apparently. It's kind of funny. So trace for screen. Package, maybe module for screens. It's gonna be a thing in order. Okay, so let's just go Dimooper. God damn it, Tsoding. Where am I? Dimooper. So we already have a module for state. So we're gonna do a similar one for screens. Let me open state and just see how it's done there. I'm pretty sure if you have, yeah, I will have to add, goddammit, another mod thingy in a module higher, in the higher level module. By the way, I forgot to run my Emacs from the development environment, so yeah. I should probably write my own Twitch bot. Because I mean, every like programming streamer like writes their own bot. Because they are programming, they can do that. Anyway, you can't write code. Yeah. It's really interesting. You can read it, but you can't write it. I never saw that before. It's really interesting. So I probably have to go to the main module. So yeah, this is where it is. I have a module state, but I have to replace it with the module screens because I just added it there. Screens module. Okay, so we created a new module. Let's try to build that. I can read Russian, but I can't write it. But I mean, you're comparing programming in natural languages. Is it even correct to compare them? I'm not sure. When it comes to writing that. Yeah, most of the people actually can write code, but they can read it. It's kind of interesting. You know, there is like a sort of a concept of write-only languages. Like, there are languages that it's easy to write a code in them, but it's really to read it. For example, like, I think Bifonge or Bifung, I don't know how to pronounce the language, Bifongi, one of my favorite esoteric languages. It's easy to write such code, but it's impossible to fucking read that. You can read bananas? What the heck are you talking about? Okay, so that's one of the like examples of read-only language. I mean, write-only languages. Languages that are really easy to write on, but you can fucking read that. Because you sort of like I already like explained that language on the stream. Essentially have a sort of a cursor, execution cursor, and it has a position in 2D matrix, and it has a direction, so it moves in some direction. So maybe I can copy paste that. So let me just explain that. So imagine that my text editor cursor is the execution cursor. So it has a direction, sort of like to the right. It goes to the right. Yeah, so it stays here, it goes to the right. And once it encounters this instruction, it goes up. So essentially, you sort of like programming the flow of the cursor. And it's easy to write that because you can like sort of visualize the flow of your thoughts, I would say. But once you put it in the file, it's essentially unreadable. That's like me, American, trying to read Chinese symbols. Nah. Yeah. So I just saved that code in the Rust file. So it's kind of depressing. Okay. So where is my thoughts trace file? Dimooper, this one, I should not close it. So I wanted to also check how it compiles. Cargo build. So just added a new module, just an empty module, and I just want to check if it compiles or not. Just found out that the prince of my country dabbed on the live stream. Wow, that is interesting. Okay, so it compiles module for screens, trade for screens. All right, that one is interesting. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be similar to what? To state trait, kind of, but not really. Oh no. It should probably have one method for starting the event loop. It's the most interesting that countries still have princes and people still care about that. Well, I don't know what's wrong about that. I mean, it's pretty cool. I don't know, like there's something special about modern monarchy. I mean, about monarchy in the modern world. This, like, I don't know how to explain that. Something, some sort of a futuristic fantasy, like a monarchy in a futuristic world. Well, like it feels something like that. I don't know. It's romantic in some way, I would say. Mm. Mm. So let's just go and create this screen trait. Let's switch back to programming. No, we're gonna talk about monarchy. That's right. God damn it. My Emacs left me. I'm sorry, Emacs. Okay, so let's switch to programming. If you're drinking that... What? Drinking that what black? Oh, you mean out of the pot? It's not really convenient. Coffee. It's actually not coffee. It's tea. It's a pretty strong tea, so it looks like a coffee. But it's not really convenient to drink it from there. I'm sorry. Hey man, you're drinking your coffee pure without milk and sugar. That I mean, for some reason, it's just censored it with like stars. Is that? I stopped understanding what's going on in the chat. I'm really sorry. I just want to write some code. So let's just do that. I want to create the trait that represents. Oh, the stars. Let me read it again. That if you're drinking that shit, why not just? Okay. Now I got it. Okay, thank you. Right from the pot. Um, I mean, Russians also swear a lot. What's so special about that? I mean, swearing is a pretty common thing, I would say. Screen. I actually have vodka. Here it is. So here's my vodka. You too sure distracting you. I'm really sorry. So I should probably just ignore them. So we need like a screen with just one method. So the sort of start. And another interesting thing. So the screen should be also. Yeah, I mean it's always fun to distract the streamer. I understand that. I can appreciate that. Um, so it returns the result, but yeah, it also should return, you know, result t, I think. And I forgot that. Yeah, I understand that. It's really fun. Um, start a result. So screen is just something that you can start and get some result after it finishes things. Um, so how I want to use it? Rest mode. So I want to have some kind of a like implementation of screen. I don't know, like looper screen. So like a main looper screen. I create it with some config, and I just start it. And this essentially starts the entire application, and it just goes. And at the end, it returns another config, a new config, because during the work, that screen will modify config. And we're trying to work like in a pure functional way. And after that, we're gonna sort of like save that config to the like file system. So that's essentially my idea. And yeah, I'm gonna implement that. So we have a trait for screen, but so we also have a result, and I believe we already have our custom result in error. So here it is. Excuse me. I can just import error. No, not import. Use error result. Hopefully. And yeah, here we go. Let's try to compile that. Mm, like that. Okay. Did it really compile? Oh, I know. So I probably have to register it somewhere. So I have to do module screen and pub use screen. Screens states. It's kind of I don't like that because so I just call my package screens. Should I call them screens or should I call it just a screen? Because it will contain multiple screens like looper screen, like main looper screen and port selection screen. Okay, so I'm gonna call it screen, whatever. So mod screen. It complains about something, but I'm not sure what it complains about. Maybe because this trait is not public. Maybe I have to make it public. But unresolved import screen skin. Did you mean self screen? Yes, I meant that. Thank you very much. Now it works. Should I make that trait public? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Is it okay though? It feels like it's okay. So now let's try to build that. It doesn't fucking build. Thanks for following. It's actually scared me. Because I always forget that I have this Twitch alerts thingy. And it's called Streamlabs this day, but back in my days it was called Twitch alerts. But yeah. Why is self-required here? I don't fucking know. Like, don't ask me. It's just Rust being Rust. Um, I kind of actually understand because self refers to the current module, I guess, and if you like you use, and if you do something like screen, it refers the screen from the root module. how to explain that? It's actually, yeah, it's actually a really interesting question. Thank you for asking that, because answering that question will help me understand it better. So let's try to answer it. Essentially, modules in Rust represent some kind of a tree, right? So I have some like root module. Let's just denote it with the slash, and let me switch to org mode. And I have submodules, different submodules. So I have looper submodule, MIDI submodule, and screen submodule, right? Inside of a screen submodule, I have another screen submodule. Why do I have two nested screen submodules? Well, I want to have screen module with several classes and traits. How can I do that? I can just create one screen file with several classes, but I want to put each individual class in a separate file, and each file in Rust represents a different module. And that's thanks for following King Krigor. Well, I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. So what I was talking about. And yeah, so if you're staying here, if you're inside of this module, right, when you say something like use, okay, so we're in this module and we say use screen, you mean this screen, this module. But if you say self screen, you mean this module. Quick question, what will you be making? Just turning in. Okay, I'll be making that thing. I'll actually continue developing that specific program. So here's the source code. Okay. Okay, so the difference is when you are inside of this. So let me just go to RS. If I say use screen, I mean this screen. If I say use self screen, I mean this screen. In C++, you write, yeah. But I believe like in Rust, that double colon is sort of a default one. It's actually a really interesting way to say that. So it's when you say use, it's always like starting from the global. And that's why I have to use self, because I refer to the like inner screen. I hope it's understandable, because like I sort of understand that. Sort of. Like the module system in Rust is really confusing. Like I have to admit that. But it's sort of cool in another way, probably. Okay, let's try to build that quickly. It doesn't build. Yeah, because I have to go to main and do that. Okay, I should probably compile that from like my Emacs. What version the Linux you're using? I don't know. I mean, you mean the kernel? I'm not sure if it's the recent one, but I guess it's this one. Why are you asking? You wanna send me an exploit? I mean, I have no reason. Like I cannot come up with other reason why would you be interested in the version of my kernel. Kernel. I don't speak English anyway. But if you're asking about Linux distribution, I use Nixos Linux distribution. He's using. Oh, okay. Sounds illegal. Probably. Okay. Yeah, I probably have to compile from my Emacs, because if I compile it from my Emacs, I can quickly jump to the errors. Okay, so this one is, yeah, that's why I have to put pub here to make it public again. And I don't know, so it probably expects me to put a semicolon here. Come on, you can do that. Okay, great. We added the screen, we added the module. So what else we have to do? Okay, screen for, maybe, I don't know, skeleton screen for port selection. Maybe it's for like for later things. Screen for main looper. Okay, so let's just start with that. That screen, what was gonna be oh, thanks for following GGDex. Really appreciate that. The result of such screen will be config, because yeah, like doing the work of that screen, it will modify some settings, some configuration, and it will return the new config that should be persisted in the file system for like future sessions or something like that. That's pretty much it, I think. So let's just go ahead and do that. Screen. How am I gonna call that? I'm gonna call it looper screen rs. So I just realized, do I have anything in the issue, like any hints? Screens is essentially a bunch of classes that represent corresponding screens of the project. Each screen has its own event loop. Screen can be constructed with some initial parameters. After finishing its job, the screen can return some result. Okay, so we fit that specification, which is great. I want to create a structure which is going to be called looper screen. Oh, it's actually a pretty good name, because we have an object looper which is called looper, which represents like sort of a device looper, and we're gonna have a looper screen, like a sort of a screen, the current screen of the program. It's pretty good. I think it's pretty good naming. I'm not gonna put anything here except probably configuration. Config. So config, I have a separate module for configuration. So it's somewhere here. This is how configuration looks like. So it just, right now it stores last selected input and output port. You can load that configuration, you can save that configuration, and that's pretty much it. Okay, and to actually use it, I have to like sort of import it. Config, otherwise I won't be able to do that. Now, to make it a stream, like officially, I have to implement a screen trait for that structure. I'm gonna implement screen with config for looper screen. Okay, so let me take a look at the screen. So we have to implement, so also let me make it public. We also have to implement that method which returns some result. Yeah, it's gonna start something. Oh yeah, so I also have to put a self parameter here. Any reason to store the config as a JSON object? It's not JSON. It's actually JSON. No, you don't sound aggressive. I mean, what's the reason? Because I already have JSON serializer and deserializer as a dependency, so I just thought I might as well use it. So that's the reason. It's kind of a stupid reason, I know, but Yeah. So let me just show you. Here's, I think we're talking about JSON. Yeah, here it is. So he probably saw that line because Rust serialized JSON. So because like serialization, it allows me to like quickly serialize that structure into JSON without like worrying about anything. And yeah, that's why I use it. No, you're not the only one. I also don't understand what's going on, and I'm still staying like around. And even worse, I'm streaming that. So like for now, I think we can just yeah, I can just return OK config. OK Google. By the way, yeah, I forgot something. So we also have to mention self parameter, which refers to ourselves. And I want it to be consumable. I want it to like pass by value. You can essentially pass anything by value in Rust. Well, you can, because there are trays for copy and stuff. But if I write something like that, it essentially moves self, it consumes self. And that means I won't be able to, how to say that, to invoke it twice. I think it kind of makes sense. Okay, so I then say self config. So right now it does nothing, but yeah, that's pretty good. Now let's create a constructor. Okay, Mercedes doesn't understand what he's coding. You have to understand this about the stream. Yeah, that's actually true. This is something special about my streams. Like I do something, I don't fucking understand what I'm doing, but I just do something. New. I can construct a new screen from a config. And yeah, I guess I'm just constructing a screen. So much redundancy, like I have to type it twice for some reason. I mean, okay. I mean, why do I even have to write all of that? Why this is not enough? Okay, let's try to compile that. Oh yeah, I can compile that from my Emacs as usual, so I can jump to the errors. Why did it compile it from the first try? I think it's broken. Let's break it intentionally. Yeah, it doesn't compile it properly. This is something interesting. So when compiles something from the like first try, it's probably something wrong, because yeah, you saw that I just introduced a compilation error and recompiled everything, and it still compiles. So something wrong. What exactly wrong? I have to register that module. This is kind of stupid. Why, if I forgot to register a specific module, it doesn't say anything? I don't like that. Okay, so looper screen self. Looper screen. Okay, so candidate screen. Oh, so I probably have to like use screen. It only looks at the files you tell it to use. Yeah, that's actually a problem. That's something. It looks at the files that you told it to use. What if I forgot to tell it to use? Like I'm not perfect in any sense. So I mean, if I have file I probably wanted to use. If I didn't want to use a specific file, I wouldn't probably create it in the first place. I mean, I don't complain or criticize the language. It just seems weird to me. I created a file I wanted to use. I want to use it. I mean, okay, that's okay. Skeleton file for later. It's a pretty weak excuse, I would say. So those are warnings. Okay, so it compiles. Maybe you could file a bug report on Rust GitHub. I'm not sure if it makes any sense. I'm pretty sure there's some reasoning, a pretty good reasoning behind that. And to actually go ahead and file a bug, I need to do some research on why that was implemented like that. Maybe there were some discussions. I'm pretty sure there were discussions about that, and I want to read those discussions. And maybe they can even convince me that that's a good idea. But right now, it just looks weird to me. But if someone will explain me the pretty strong reasoning, I might be convinced. Maybe there is a config in the compiler to look at all files in its folder. It's an also weird thing because compilability depends on the flag. Well, it's true for many compilers, I think. Anyway, that's an interesting question. Yeah. No compilers. Okay, anyway. Now it compiles. What's next? Screen for main looper. So I think we just created a skeleton, right? Skeleton. And move the meat. I mean the looper screen logic. Yeah, move the looper screen logic. Let's try to do that. The looper screen logic. Where is the looper screen logic? It's in the state. We have a main looper state. And it's kind of interesting because looper, it consists of looper, BPM, and pop-up. So we also have to make them a part of all of that. Why am I making a looper? I guess because I want to. That's the only answer I can come up with. I'm sorry. But that's the answer, the actual answer, because I want to. Sorry. Another thing. So our move the looper logic, looper screen logic. Move pop-up and looper. So we just need to do that. Move pop-up and looper. And we have to resolve the rendering. What's about rendering? Because right now we organize the event loop outside of the state, but the point of the screen is that we have the event loop inside. So it is essential for a screen to have a renderer. Maybe we will pass renderer to the start. Yeah. extend make screen trait accept rend maybe screen start accept renderer. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And the third step is going to be move logic. Okay, so let's go to the looper screen. And let's open main looper state. So now it consists of config. I'm already not sure if project I think about exploring the language. So looper node tracker. So I have to import many things. Looper. It's already complains about something. So node tracker. I'm not sure if I have to store config. I'm not sure about that because Looper right now doesn't use config in any way. Probably. So we're not gonna pass config right now. So let's just remove it. What we're going to pass the looper itself. And yeah, we also use traits. For some reason, it's not a really good module because it doesn't actually explain what it contains. It just contains traits. It's not a really good cohesion, I would say. But okay, that's fine. So what it complains about node tracker? Cannot find node tracker. So where does it come from? Oh, this is because it's okay, I see. It has to be yeah, it has to be a generic parameter. Node tracker MIDI node tracker, and I guess it comes from. Okay, so where does it come from? It comes from the MIDI sync. Oh, so I didn't saw that we also import many things here. Okay, import looper screen, and now I have to put that node tracker everywhere. Are you serious? Okay, so looper node tracker looper. So much redundancy. I don't understand why I have to type all of that. Are you happy? Okay. God damn it, so much redundancy. Like, I mean, I respect Rust, but why do you force me to write all of that? Seriously, Rust, stop. Thanks for following Sir Walker101. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Thanks, thank you for following. I'm not sure what I have to return. What's all of that for? Yeah, that's a really interesting question, because Looper parameterized with the node tracker is a sort of a thing that tracks the notes you pressed, and it's generic things. So there are different implementations of node tracker. So they are doing some updates to remove redundancy. Yeah, thanks God, because it's fucking hell. Especially when you're using explicit lifetime, it's just a mess. It's worse than Perl. Worse, not worth. I said worth for some reason. Okay, so if I don't return anything, can I say that it's a screen nothing, and I'm going to return nothing? And I don't have a config. Okay, can I just say that nothing? Uh, oh, so I have to say something like okay, nothing. Now you mentioned lifetimes. They updated that in latest version, where some lifetimes. Oh, thanks God, that's so fucking cool. I'm really glad. Okay, so I pass looper, and I also have to do that for the pop-up. God damn it! Are you sending like signs again? Stop. Um, I mean, I'm really sorry for the bot. Like, oh, stop spamming symbols. Maybe you just typed a lot of dots. Yeah. That bot, like, it's so aggressive by default. I don't know why. If you know one OOP language, it will be easy to learn another. So what language you choose to learn doesn't matter. Yeah, probably. I'm kind of an out of the context, but I agree with that statement 100%. So I need to BPM pop up, whatever that means. I need to BPM pop up. So yeah, I just need to move that inside of that thing. So let's just try to do that. BPM pop up is, what is that? Let me show you. It's a little thing. It's a simple little thing. Not sure if I'm able to compile all of that, but Python doesn't seem to mess with you as much as others. Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, there are many people who don't like Python, but I believe that Python is a great scripting language. It's a really great scripting language. If you want to create a scripting language, you cannot go better than Python. Like, this is the like ethelon of scripting language. You cannot make a scripting language better. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that it's a good general purpose programming language for building large systems, large reliable systems, but it's a great scripting language. If you need a scripting language, use Python. If you trying to use a scripting language for building big, complex, reliable systems, well, I don't know, blame yourself. It's a scripting language, but it's a pretty good one. Thanks for following, Magus. I hated Python due to semantic white spaces, and then I started on Haskell. I mean, yeah, Haskell is kind of weird in that sense. I mean, like if we're talking about semantic white spaces, like it's so strict and everything, but sometimes you have things, I don't know, like head, I would say. Um, like that thing. I mean, you have a function in a really strict statically typed language. You have a function that fails with the runtime error. Why do you have such function? Like, god damn it! Like speaking about semantic white spaces, um, nothing can be as weird as the crap you brought up earlier with the numbers. Did I do that? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Is that what you was talking about? I don't know. That crap? Yeah, partial function. The thing, like I had so much. Like you could have like improved the interface. Like you could make the interface of the standard library, like pretty safe, but they choose to make it like that, like with throwing runtime errors. You serious? I know that it started out as only a scripting language, but no, I don't think it's really. Husky started as a scripting language. Oh, thanks for following. Oh my gosh, such a long name. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. Okay, it's a pretty good nickname. Thanks for following me. Um, Python. um, I mean, it's a pretty good name. Well, what do you mean it's a dirty name? Um, Not as dirty as my code. Sorry. Okay. I need to move BPM pop-up. So I also wanted to show what BPM pop-up is. Yeah, Cargo run. So this pop-up, like, it shows the current BPM. So that little thing that fades in, like it fades out, is the BPM pop-up. It's really essential because I like how it looks like. So that's BPM pop-up, and we need to move it to the screen mechanism, I hope. So where is my state? Here's the main state. And yeah, let's just do that. BPM pop-up, pop-up. Use UI pop-up. And we will also pass it as the parameter. I'm not sure if we have to pass it as a parameter. That's a cool program thing you made. Thank you. Thank you very much. I also think so, but I don't know if I'll be able to actually finish it. Like make it production ready, because I really want to make it production ready. I want to like someday to do a stream purely playing with that software. But I just have to like develop it to the point where it's actually stable and able to do something interesting with it. You're a producer and I'm making a beat loop. Probably. Do you imply that beat loops attract producers? Is that what you're saying? You mean music collab? I'm not a musician. I'm sorry. I don't know how to do music. So looper screen. Okay. BPM pop up. Pop up. BPM pop up. Okay, now it compiles, but we need to double check that. Okay. Come on. Okay, it compiles. So, org. I moved that. Yeah, well, now we have to make screen start accept renderer. Producers. Like, I mean, I don't know. Compile. Yeah. Compiling is pretty long. So we have to open screen and make it accept a renderer. So we also, I don't know, I think we can just accept it by the mutable reference. I think that will be enough. Which is going to borrow it for the time of screen executing its task, and then we'll just like back unborrow it. What's the opposite of borrowing? Like when you borrow something, you just return it, I guess. So did you just compile, it failed, and you compiled again and it worked? No, I don't think so. The problem is the like Emacs doesn't see any difference between warnings and errors. That's the problem. So it looks like an error, but if you look closer, like it's a warning. Like it's just Emacs. No, landing is an opposite. Like it's an anthonym, and like opposite thing, like borrowing. But when you borrow, you just return it after borrowing. That's what I was trying to do. Like, not sort of an opposite like action, but reversed action. Yeah. So I wanted not the opposite action, but reversed action. When you borrow something, then later you return it. When you lend something, then later you take it back. So you have to use a phrasal verb. Yes. Okay. Return. Borrow, return, lend, take back, but take back is a phrasal verb. Can we do that? Thanks for following Matrix. We appreciate that. Lend and borrow are this exact same thing. No, they have different direction. You borrow something and you lend something, right? Pretty sure they like sort of opposite things. Well, I mean they are the same action. All right, so they are the same action, but they have different directions. That's what I'm trying to say. And it means the exact same thing. Well, yeah, it means exact the same thing, but it has different sort of direction. In American, it means, I built the Dimooper, do I need to borrow a media device? Probably. I mean, so what do you have to do? I'm pretty sure that I have instructions about how to use that. But it's only for Nixos. So I have those instructions. Essentially, it uses also sequencer, and if you're able to generate MIDI events on the input port for Dimooper without using the any hardware controller, it will understand. So it doesn't even care if it's a real controller or software controller. But the main part it uses also sequencer on Linux, and I never tested it on any other operating system. I only tested it on Linux because I mostly use Linux. Okay. So what am I doing? Okay, so I need to make screen accept a renderer by immutable reference. Renderer. I think I have to put it in the type. Immutable renderer. But I also have to go to the state. So where it is? Render. So I need to import something for the renderer, so I need to do that. Okay. So renderer. It complains about something. It probably complains about the instances of the trait that do not implement the correct I forgot signature. They don't implement the correct signature. And I'm talking about the looper screen because it has to use SDL renderer as well. So I'm going to just copy paste that. SDL renderer. Okay, welcome back to the boring stream where I just type letters and stuff. Emacs, yeah, it's Emacs, I guess. I think so, but at least it says Emacs here somewhere, like here. It actually says Emacs wrapped for no fucking reason. It's something I usually get on Nixos. Yeah. So we can render. Where are you? Where you type? Thanks for following Manahe. Really appreciate that. Where you type looper screen node tracker million times? Is that a question? I didn't get it. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, I made it accept a thing. Let's double check if it compiles. I hope it compiles. Okay, great. But I have a slight concern about moving the logic. You said this is a stream where you type boring stuff. Yeah, exactly. So where yeah, I got it. So the delay ruins everything because when you type a message, I probably already switched the context and I was thinking about something different. I already forgot what I was talking. So yeah, right. I better get out of here before you start another sick beat. Sick beat. Sorry, I shouldn't actually do that. It's stupid. So we have to move logic, but I have some concern that I don't remember. I think that concern related to events, to where I got my events, because I have to pass so many things to the screen. I have to pass looper pop-up and all of the inputs like SDL event pump and the MIDI input port and output port and stuff like that. So that's actually the problem. I have to pass so many things to the screen. But maybe it's worth it. Let's see. Because, I mean, if the screen will be maybe wrap those into a struct, well, I guess that's exactly what I'm doing. Looper screen. I mean, it's just four things. Just four things. It's gonna be looper, like BPM pop up, and that's it. But I'm afraid it's gonna grow in the future. Maybe in the future I'll add more, and it's gonna end up as a blown up structure. And even though if we like group something together, it's still kind of semantically blown up. I want to sort of decompose it a little bit. And I don't like that I also have to pass like everything. Yeah, thank you for the good luck. I think I'll need it. Okay, so I mean, when we had sort of a state mechanism, we didn't care about specific sources of the events because the event loop was organized outside of the state. God damn it! I should probably make a break, but I don't want to. Okay, so whatever. Let's just pass everything to the screen. I need to find where the event sources are. So one of the event sources is event pump from SDL. Where? Yeah, here is event pump. It's kind of a funny name for such thing. It's just a source of events. Yeah, that's what it is. So essentially, you have to like in the event loop, you have to constantly poll it to extract the latest events, and I believe we have to put it there. I don't know the type of the event pump. It's just event pump. Okay. SDL. Okay, so apparently it's just SDL pump. SDL2. Maybe it will auto-complete it for me. So SDL2. Event pump. Alright, so maybe it's just SDL. Okay, event pump. Here it is. But oh, maybe I don't actually have to store it. I think I just have to like pass it as the renderer, because why not? So yeah, let's just pass it as render, but that means that's fuck. This is the problem. So some screens don't need the SDL events. Some like if some screens don't need the MIDI events. Some screens don't need the SDL events, and that means I have to like pass them as the constructor. Why the constructor? So yeah, in that case, I had a sort of an idea of God damn it, every time. Okay. I had a sort of like an idea that the screen that handles the SDL events and the screen that handles the MIDI events are separate composable things. I wanted something like that. But looks like it's not that fucking easy. I'm stuck again. Why am I always stuck on Dimooper streams? Like I don't know where to go from there. Okay, I want to make a little break, like just to rethink everything, like rethink my plans. Um, um, and yeah, so it's gonna be like 10 minutes break. I will try to rethink everything like as quick as possible. Okay, let's make a little break. Yeah, have fun. Alrighty, so I guess I'm back. I'm so tired of Dimooper streams because I cannot do any decent progress on them because of the various reason. Welcome back. Yeah, thank you. So I need to, I don't know, uh, design the screen system. So ideally, behind the screen system is pretty good, I would say. But I just don't fucking understand like how to better do all that. I can't just simply move logic. I need another thing. Screens design. So what's the problem? I cannot even identify the problem properly. So the how to say that? The screen. I think we in the chat are distracting too much to be more quiet. No, you're not distracting that much. I mean, if I knew the direction, I would probably like go somewhere even with the distraction. But the problem is I don't know where to go. And that's the main problem. Like, the distraction is not a problem at all. Like with Morgany, for example, I know exactly what I want from the language. So even with the distraction, it's fine. I know how to like keep myself focused, but I don't know what to do with that fucking shit. Okay, screen design. What's the problem? The screen has several separate what? They have several like pieces, traits, I would say, but calling them traits implies that I want to map them to the Rust traits, but those traits that are in my head, they contain state, they have state, but traits in the Rust, they don't have any state. They sort of like interface if they have any state, that state should be in the structure. So it's sort of complicated. It drives me crazy. Like I'm a fucking god. Separate. I would call them traits, but it's not exactly the traits from the Rust. They can handle SDL events. They can handle MIDI events. and they can be rendered, I would say. Um, Render, and those are separate things that they can do. But for example, the port selection screen, it cannot handle the MIDI events. So we essentially have to separate like sort of interfaces. One interface handle MIDI events, another interface doesn't handle MIDI events. And do I have to have two like almost the same interfaces? I don't like that. Like it should be those like pieces. They should be composable. I should say that, for example, my screen. So I have a screen, and I can say that that screen can handle SDVL events and can render. So like I compose them like from pieces. I want something like that. But this is interesting. Like render should be composable. Is there like any screen that can't be rendered? I think no, because that's why we call them screens. Because they can be rendered. That's why they're screens. All right. Another thing, maybe the event loop should be organized outside of the screen. Maybe event loop should be... Okay, I want to write it down. So the first observation, every screen can be rendered. That's why we call them screens. Like the screen that can be rendered doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that actually eliminates that composable piece. So we have two composable pieces. Screen can handle SDL events only. Screen can handle MIDI events only. Or screen can handle both of them simultaneously. Okay. Another observation that I want to make, event loop should be outside of the screen. I think that makes the composition a little bit easier in some sense. Probably. I don't know. Doesn't every screen need to handle SDL events? Okay, it doesn't change anything, I think. There are still screens that don't handle MIDI events. For example, port selection screen, it cannot handle MIDI events. It's not only don't have to handle them, it cannot handle them because we select in ports. The MIDI context is not even created. We cannot handle MIDI events. Is there an issue just passing all the traits but not using MIDI events? It's complicated. It's really difficult to explain like that. Is there an issue just passing all the traits but not using MIDI events? Okay. I just answered your question. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, when we select imports, we don't have anything related to MIDI yet. We are about to create it. Okay, maybe event loop should be organized outside of screen. Okay. What else do we have outside of the screen? Event loop should deal with something abstract. So essentially, event loop wants to take some generic thing and invoke just update method of that thing. So let me just try to draw that. So we have event loop, right? And I'm pretty sure that event loop wants to deal with some abstract entity that has a sort of an update method. So just periodically invoke update. Excuse me. And that entity can, like, it should extract SDL events. So what I am thinking about is probably having separate events for SDL events, like some entity for SDL events that is invoked by event loop. Thanks for following Sinjet23. Thanks for following. Then MIDI, right? So many people are following me, and I'm just failing to design like a simple architecture of my program. It's so embarrassing. I'm really sorry. SDL MIDI a render, but yeah. Okay, I think like all of the solutions lead to just passing everything to the screen and just doing everything to the screen. It's so difficult to make it composable. God damn it. It's so difficult to do that. Okay, so, all right, whatever. God, I cannot easily do that. What? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to put, I guess, if I have to put some kind of event loop, event pump there, right? Event pump. It might be used by someone else after that screen. That means I have to, like, after screen is done, I have to return it. So it's easier to pass it to like via start, like a mutable reference, but that means I have to make it a part of the interface of the screen, and each interface should be able to handle SDL events. Oh my god. I wanted to make it small, like it's out of small and composable pieces. Get that? Like this is the problem. Like every Dimooper stream, I think, okay, I'm gonna think about that like off screen, and on the stream I'll try to implement all of that. But I don't have time. Like seriously, when I finish the stream, I have like my real life, I have my work, and I just don't have time physically to think about that architecture. And it's just a never-ending nightmare. Every time I stream, I think I can come up with something on the stream, but I just can't. Maybe I'm just trying to over-engineer everything. Maybe it's... I don't fucking know. And it's so depressing, like, seriously. I just don't like that. Okay, maybe why that has to be an interface? Like the screen. Why does it have to be an interface? I think the problem is that I'm trying to fit. Okay, so this is the essential problem. I think I got to the essence of the problem that I'm trying to solve. The essence of the problem is I'm trying to fit looper, screen, and port selection screen into a single interface. I think that's the problem. This is the essential problem. Maybe it's not possible in an elegant way. They are too different. They are too goddamn different to be fit in the same interface. So, like in all of the like state things and screens things, I always have one trait that describes them both. And maybe I don't have to do that. Maybe they are separate things. Just two separate classes, not tied together by any kind of interfaces. Just two different classes with different methods, with different signatures, completely incompatible with each other. I don't even need to generalize them. Like, there's no purpose in generalizing them. I'm not going to put them in single interface or so. Or maybe I will. God damn it, I'm thinking about again. Okay. Okay, let's go with the simple approach. I'm going to remove this screen trait completely. Like, we don't have a screen trait anymore. Okay, looper screen. So it doesn't have any kind of interface. So yeah, we don't care about that. Yeah, I think I have to do the opposite thing. So text render, event, pump, and also it takes what? It takes MIDI port, input MIDI port, I guess. Maybe import. Yeah, it takes an import. Input port. Returns just an input port. Okay. Looper screen. Input port. We pass everything, I guess, by the mutable reference. Input port. Because we are going to mutate all of that. Input port. Like that. I guess we're not going to return anything, are we? Okay, so we're not returning anything. Looper screen. So it's still going to be called screen, but there will be no single interface that tries to unify every screen, because every screen is sort of unique in a sense. Maybe if we'll in the future we'll have more screens, it will be more obvious how to generalize them. But right now, I think the problem is I just don't see how to properly generalize that. And yeah, we have only two screens. That's it. So I'm trying to approximate a plot from just, from just 2 points. It's pointless. It's such a weird pun, but that's true. Okay. What I was thinking. So I need to remove most of the screen. Yeah, so punny. Yeah, I didn't even expect that. It was completely unintended, seriously. Error. Okay, we don't need that. Input port, so that means I have to use MIDI. Port MIDI. Can you please auto-complete me that? God fucking damn it, okay. Oh yeah, it's because it's PM. PM input port, okay. So what's the matter? Oh, because yeah, I have to do. Okay. Double compile. It's a double compilation. Okay. Looper screen. Where is my state? Main looper state. So what do we do here? Essentially we have nothing. We're trying to handle SDL events. I'm just thinking. God damn it, I'm trying to generalize that again. Because if I don't generalize it, this start method is gonna be fucking huge. I don't want that. Okay. I'm gonna think about that off screen again. I'm really sorry. Well, I will just to find time to do that. I cannot find time to think about all of that like off screen and come up with a good solution to implement on the stream. All right, I promise I'll come up with something good before the stream. I plan it specifically, give it a high priority in my schedule. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks everyone who's watching me right now. Really appreciate that. Have a good one, and I see you in the next stream. On the next stream, I'll probably have idea what I'm doing. Like I hate that feeling so much when I don't know how to proceed and all that. So the next stream is going to be Morgany, and I'm pretty sure I know what to do with Morgany. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye bye.